Ladies and gentlemen, Direct Sale Nation presents Chantel Schultz. Get the latest information on direct sale companies, products, business building strategies, and opportunities. We support the guys and gals next door because we are the guys and gals next door. Join us at directsalenation.com to find and list a business and sign up for our newsletter. And now your host, Chantel Schultz.
All right, we are back for the second part of our interview with Miss andrea.bako, and she's an independent chocolatier with Dove Chocolate Discoveries. Welcome back. How are you today?
I'm doing good today.
Excellent. All right, well, can you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself?
My name is Andrea. I'm from Northwest Indiana. I have a husband and a little 2-year-old boy. I've been doing Dove since November of 2012, so I've been doing it for a little while now. Definitely something that I'm excited about and really looking forward to sharing more information about. So
great. All right, well, can you give us a brief description of the products that your company offers?
The products that we have, we are, Mars is actually our parent company. Mars is the company everyone's familiar with, manufactures Snickers, M&M's, things of that nature. Absolutely, really, delicious favorites that we all love. But they also do Dove chocolate, which you can find the Dove promises and everything in the store. What sets us apart is that we are the same premium quality of Dove chocolate that you find in the store. So you can always expect that delicious, creamy richness of chocolate, except our products are exclusive to our catalog, which means you can only get them through an independent chocolatier or through an independent chocolatier's website. So, for example, we have this amazing product, a chocolate martini mix. You're not going to find that in the store. If you want our chocolate martini mix, you have to find one of us.
Awesome. Okay, well, a lot of direct sale companies talk about your why or your reason for succeeding in direct sales. So can you tell us a little bit about your why?
Mine has actually kind of changed since I started. And it's funny because anyone who succeeds in direct sales or anyone who's part of direct sales will kind of find that transition. Just like anything else, when you find, once you meet one goal, you always set another one for yourself, which is what helps you succeed even more. I originally started direct selling, particularly with this company, because we were swamped with builds. I tell people, I say, when people tell you that a child is expensive, they're not kidding. I'm still paying my hospital bill. So we wanted something to help us bring in some extra income for that so that the money that we were bringing in with our full-time jobs can go to other bills, like paying our mortgage and, getting out of debt with the credit cards that we'd already had and things like that. So I joined this company for that reason initially. And then the more I got involved with it, the more I realized how much I loved it. We have something called a quick start program. Basically what that is when you join with Dove Chocolate Discoveries, you're active immediately and you have a 90-day quick start program. And throughout this program, what you do is when you reach, sales goals and things like that, you get incentives from your leaders and from the company, which is absolutely amazing. And my quick start period ended, I want to say it was like the beginning of March of 2013. And I had completed all levels of Quick Start except for one. And it's very proud when you reach 2 levels of Quick Start in 1 month and you have beginning of the month, somebody is congratulating you for reaching level 2. And then at the end of the month, you're being called and congratulated again for reaching number 3. You realize how much you can do this. And then, the more I started doing it and the more I started succeeding within the company, the more I realized this would be something amazingly awesome to do so I can stay home with my children. I see my son less than 10 hours a week every week because of work and what I do and things like that. I work in the healthcare field, so there's never a straight 9-to-5 day. So I don't get to see my son that often. So if I could find something that keeps me home more so that I can spend time with my son and whatever children we end up having in the future, that's kind of where my why lies now. When I originally started, we were also talking about a 5-year plan to get out of our house. When I met my husband, he had already owned a house, a really small house. And we said, we're going to be out of here in 5 years. Then I signed up with Dove. It is the beginning of 2014, and we've been in our new house for a week. So it didn't even take 5 years and we got there. So that's kind of my why. I kind of do it for my family, and they're just taking our goals that we have as a family and actually seeing them accomplished is just amazing.
Awesome. Well, that is such a great story. Like, I love hearing that y'all are meeting your goals like before y'all even, had planned to. That is excellent. Okay, well, can you go ahead and tell us about the business opportunity that Dove Chocolate Discoveries offers and how someone could get involved?
Absolutely. We have an amazing, amazing opportunity. It's super easy to get involved. Our business kit, you purchase the business kit. That's all you do. You're active immediately. The business kit comes with a very wide variety of products. A lot of our most popular products, our chocolate covered fruit collection, our cinnamon dusted almonds, our chocolate martini mix. You're going to get the barbecue sauce. You're going to get the spice rub, and then there's some other things. There's some other they just redid the business kit. So I know some of the products that are in there, but I don't know a lot of the extra stuff that's in there. But they just redid it. It's $115 to get started, which is actually, it's a great deal, because if you just take the resale value of the products themselves, it's a lot more than that. So, what's really great about this business opportunity is it's an edible risk. So if something doesn't work out, you can eat your kit, which is always good. You get enough product and materials within your kit to do your first 6 to 8 parties. What's really great about it is as you do these 6 to 8 parties and you start reaching these levels of quick start, you then earn more products and stuff. For example, one of the first milestones in our quick start program is your first $200 in sales. When you hit your first $200 in sales, you get catalogs and order forms for free. So now I just got another set of catalogs and order forms that I can use for my parties. When you hit $500, you get a very fun rolling cooler bag. It's one of my favorite things that I absolutely have. I love it so much. And that was with $500 in sales, and it rolls over. It's not 200 this party, 500 this party. It's all cumulative. And then when you start getting into the higher levels of quick start, levels 1, 2, and 3, you start getting free product. So I didn't have to buy product for the first, I want to say 6 or 8 months.
Oh, wow.
But I'm doing this because we get these incentives from our company that, to say, hey, great job on doing this. And then they give you more product and more tools to grow your business, which is absolutely amazing. It's very fun. It's very unique. It's very adaptable. And that's one of the things that I really like about it. When you're in direct selling, you meet so many different people. You learn all the personalities that are out there. And one of the worst things I found that I could ever say is, I want to be that person. Why am I not successful like that person? Well, it's because I don't have their personality. So I'm not going to be that person. I'm who I am. And what I love about our opportunity is that we show you a basic guide on elements to touch within your business with your customers, and then you take that and you adapt it to your personality so that it works for you. And that's what's awesome about it. Everybody loves chocolate, and our format is completely adaptable, that anybody can really come in and do it.
Good. All right. Well, is the business opportunity available to people who live outside of the U.S.? And if so, what countries?
As of right now, Dove Chocolate Discoveries is only available within the United States. In fact, as of this year, we just opened up the opportunity to Hawaii and Alaska. So before, we were only the 48 continental states. And now we're actually open to all 50, which is brand new. So everyone in Hawaii and Alaska, if you're listening to this, you have the opportunity to share this. Amazing opportunity to be the first one to share this with everybody in your state. So, but yes, we are only a national company. We are not international at this time.
Awesome. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about your personal experiences in direct sales. So what's been your biggest hurdle in growing your business, and how have you worked to overcome it?
The biggest hurdle in growing my business is stepping out of my comfort zone. like I said, direct selling is easy, but you do have to make a phone call. I don't talk on the phone. I text my emails. So in making a phone call to somebody and, is this a good time for them? You sit there and right when you dial that number, all you think of is this a good time for them? What are they going to say? And, it's something that does end up easier, but really talking to people in ways that you're not used to talking to people, for me, has been the one thing that I've actually struggled with. But it's something that's easy to get over. The more you do it, the more you get comfortable with it. And then you go on to the next thing. One of the things that you always have to do is grow your business. And sometimes you don't always have the physical lead base to do that. So you start branching out and trying to find other ways of finding leads, finding people to, strike interest in your business. So I actually have these postcards that I made. And sometimes when you spend money, sometimes you're more apt to do it because you're like, I just spent the money on this. It was Vistaprint. It was a special. I got like 200 postcards for $5. So it wasn't anything extreme, but I got these really cute postcards. They're 4.5 by 6 or 4 by 6 inches or whatever. Just information about my company, how to contact me, and it has my picture on it. And I hand them to people at the grocery store, like my checkout line or something. I always have them with me. I actually left my purse at the grocery store a couple months ago, and that's actually how they found me, was they went through my purse and found my business card. So that's how they were able to contact me. But I give it to them, and I say, and that was something that was really big for me, especially once you get used to being on the phone, and that only takes a couple weeks to start getting in that. Then it's starting to approach people in person. And you figure, if I can't do this to a stranger, how am I going to do a chocolate party? So you just go and do it. And even now I'll hand my business card, my postcard to a cashier or something, and I'll say, have you ever heard of Dove Chocolate Discoveries? And they'll say, no, I haven't. I said, well, I am an independent chocolatier with Dove Chocolate Discoveries. This is my card. Essentially, we're the pampered chef of the chocolate world. And I say, and we do chocolate tasting parties. I'm going to give this to you. The only thing I ask is you do not throw it away. We all know somebody that loves chocolate or loves hosting a party. So if you could just pass this information on to them, I would be very grateful. That's all I do when I leave. So those are probably my biggest hurdles, was talking to strangers in ways to build my business. That it got easier the more you do it, though. It's fun.
So did you feel like you got a really good return, though, on that whenever you would just like approach people in line and stuff?
You know what? You do. You get people who, they don't always want to host a party, but you do get ones who, here's my information. Give me your newsletter. I want to get your newsletter. Or, you'll get somebody who, I want to know more information about that. Or tell me a little bit more about this business, because I work here at Target and this is something I want to do my entire life. So, some people, just depending on where they are in their lives, it's a great thing because you don't know what that other person is thinking. So I don't get a return from every postcard that I give out, but I definitely do get inquiring minds, which is the first step. So.
Awesome. Well, that's good to hear. I really like that idea, the whole postcard thing. I mean, like I do the business cards, but the postcards, you can put more information on, and it makes more of a statement, like here, Yeah.
Well, and I put my picture on it because I know I have this thing, and I don't know if it's just my own personal thing. I have no idea, but I have this issue with when I get something with a picture on it, it's harder for me to throw away. So I put my picture on it so that it's a little bit more personal, and hopefully somebody thinks the same thing.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Well, can you tell us about a time that you stepped out of your comfort zone to grow your business, and how did it turn out?
Well, I would have to say that the whole postcard thing was definitely out of my comfort zone. What I was doing was I would go out to eat or something, and I would just leave like 2 or 3 business cards just sitting on the table with the waitress's tip, and then leave in hopes that they see it and, inquire about it. But then I thought about myself, and you always want to put yourself in that position. Well, if you were a waitress and you got this, what would you really do with those business cards? Chances are I'd probably put one on the counter for anyone else that I work with if they were interested, but I'd throw the other ones away. Wouldn't really do anything with them. So that's where the postcard idea came. I actually got that idea from another chocolatier because she was telling me about the postcards, that she had actually done them. So that's where I got the initial idea for them. And then I was just like, you know what, it's go time. I have to do it. I have to just, suck it up and talk to strangers and let them see my face and get myself out there, because that's how my business is going to grow.
Right, definitely. So what's the craziest thing you've done to grow your business? Or has there ever been a time when somebody suggested you do something that you felt was crazy and then you did it and then it worked out?
I would have to say, I haven't really done too many crazy things in my business. I would say the craziest thing I've ever done was bring my son to me with tastings because I wanted to, you don't want to lose those networking opportunities. I do not, just for the record, I do not bring my son to tastings regularly. Those were usually people like, friends or family who had other kids and they were like, you know what, it's okay. I always ask like, hey, look, my sitter fell through. Are you okay if I bring my son? Otherwise, I have no problem helping you find another chocolatier. I know how exciting this party is for you. And they've always let me bring them, and it's always been a good experience. But it's really good because then you don't get to lose out on those networking opportunities. And that's definitely I'm very very grateful for I think I've only done it 3 or 4 times in my direct selling career, but I'm very grateful for those who let me bring him. So.
Oh, yes, definitely. So what have been the most effective strategies that you've used to build your business that work every time?
Follow up. I cannot stress that enough. If if you just call somebody, just let them know, hey, I'm thinking about you. I want to make sure that your experience is good. It means so much. I was doing some follow-up calls, and this was a group that I hadn't really followed up with in a while. It'd been about 2.5 months before I had gotten to that group and followed up with them. But I was like, you know what, I'm going to give these people a call and I'm going to see how they're doing. And I called one of them and I asked her, I said, I wanted to see how things are going and how you're enjoying your product. She's like, I'm not. And I said, well, why not? She's like, I haven't gotten them yet. So our products are delivered to the host, and then the host, distributes the products to the customers at the party, but the host hadn't been doing that. And without follow-up, I would not have known that.
Oh,
so
wow.
Follow-up is so important because, it gives you that opportunity. And follow-up, you don't want to follow up 2.5 months later. That was something that was, my own bad. But follow-up is so important, making sure that your patient, I work in the medical field full time, so patience comes out sometimes. Making sure that your customers and your guests are happy and that their products are good and that they're even getting their products is so incredibly important. It makes a huge difference. And I would say listening to them too. When you're at that party and, you just met Jane and Jane tells you, oh yeah, I'm getting married in, 13 months. It's 13 months away, so it's not really something that she may be thinking about at the moment, but it's going to be nice when you give her that follow-up call and let's say, 4 months when the new specials come out and you're like, I want to let her know about these specials and you're, oh, by the way, how's the wedding planning? People really, they resonate with that kind of stuff and they love hearing that. Like, wow, I don't even remember telling her about my wedding. They don't remember, but they're glad that you know. So follow-up is huge in growing your business.
I agree. So overall, what would you say are the greatest benefits to being a part of Dove Chocolate Discoveries and the direct sell community?
Family. It's amazing the bond that you have with these other chocolatiers. You don't even know them and you have this bond. We just had our incentive trip. I just came back from Costa Rica at the beginning of May, and I met a chocolatier there who's absolutely phenomenal. It's funny because you meet people that are, in there and you talk and you talk like family. It's like you're catching up with somebody, somebody that you know time ago, even though you've never met. And it's phenomenal. And people are always there to give you ideas and things. The chocolatier that I'd met in Costa Rica, her and I are exact opposites, where right now in my business, where my weaknesses lie are her strengths at the moment and vice versa. So we're like, gosh, we would be like an all-powerful chocolatier if we were one person. It would be so awesome. So, and you meet people like that. You bounce ideas like that off of each other. We are one big family. It's amazing when you promote to team leader or senior team leader and your regional sales director is sending you an edible arrangement. Relations. Like my regional sales director, if you were going chronologically, would be my great grandmother. So that's a pretty big distance between her and me. And she still, took the time to say, hey, Andrea, you did awesome. Congratulations. My birthday, I got a birthday card from the president of the company. just a happy birthday. Nothing, huge, nothing, but it's nice to be recognized for that. In fact, when you are walking on the plane to this incentive trip and you're walking down the aisle to your seat and the president of the company is sitting there and he goes, "Hey, Andrea, how you doing?" You better feeling than that. Like, the people who you don't expect to know who you are, they know who you are because people care. And it's amazing to be a part of a company like that.
Oh, that is awesome. So what would you say to someone who's considering joining a direct sale company but hasn't taken the plunge yet?
I would ask them what's not taking the plunge is doing for them. If they have a goal, the option is either take the risk or don't do anything at all. Whereas if you don't do anything at all, though, how are you really accomplishing your goal? You're really not. So it's definitely a risk. Everything's a risk. Somebody pays how many thousands of dollars to open up their own McDonald's franchise. That's a risk. That's what we do. But I think people feel security in businesses like that. They don't see the association, but it's the same type of risk. In fact, ours is much, much lower. So rather than opening up your own McDonald's, take that chance and join that direct selling company, sell some chocolate, and, see what it does for you, because you would actually be surprised with the person it brings out in you.
Definitely. And I've heard that time and time again in these interviews talking to people, like personal growth is something that maybe you didn't expect, but it definitely happens, once you've gotten involved in direct sales. So that's really good to hear. So what would you say is your favorite business book or business resource that you would recommend to other people interested in direct sales or involved in direct sales?
I've read 2 books. I am not a big reader by any means whatsoever, but I have read 2 books. One of them is called Building It Big. Phenomenal book. Literally starts, there's actually 2 of them. I have Building It Big 2, which I didn't realize I had for a while until it was making references to Building It Big, and I was like, oh. But anyway, it literally starts ground floor on how to build your business. All the way down, even the second book, the one that I have, literally starts with, you just joined a direct selling company, now what? Like, that's literally one of the topics. It's an amazing book to show you literally step by step not so much what you should do, but it also outlines for you what those steps are going to do for you, what that sets you up for in the future, and, how it's going to help set up your business. It's amazing because sometimes you think, well, why should I be making those follow-up calls 2 days after the party? What's that really going to do when I can call them next week? It's the same thing. Well, it's going to break down for you. Well, this is why it's important to call them 2 days after the party. This is how it's going to affect your business. You don't really think about the cause and effect. And that's a really good book. And it's really easy to read. It's not rocket science. It's a really easy book to grasp and understand. And then there was another book that was given to me. It's not a direct selling book, but it's amazing the insights that you will find just from literature itself. And I wish I remember. That's bad. I don't remember the name of the book. I've been reading it, and it's it's gonna drive me nuts. I don't remember it. I apologize. But definitely, it's business aspect, Building It Big. When I remember that book, I'll let you know what it is. Oh, I can't think of the title. It was given to me, and it was very important that it was given to me. But the first, what I can say is the first part of the book, and once I leave here, I'm going to remember it, and I'm going to say, oh, that's the name of it. The first half of the book is a story about a nobody. And that's what these people are called in this world of ordinary is the name of the world. They live in the world of ordinary and these little nobodies. And there's this nobody who found a feather on his windowsill, and he found that he is meant to be a somebody. And he goes on this travel to reach for his dreams and to be the somebody. But you have all these nobodies in the world of ordinary that are trying to, stop him from dreaming big and from being that somebody that he wants to be. And it's a really good book.
Sounds that way. Well, that's like a real situation. I mean, there's a lot of people that are stuck up in like what society feeds us in the, public education system, like you go to school, get your job, work there for however many years and retire maybe,
Yeah.
There's a different way. It's not the only way. But yeah, definitely. That's interesting. All right. Well, is there anything else you'd like to say about direct sales or the business opportunity that you offer or anything else?
I think the only thing that I would say as far as direct sales and the business opportunity, particularly now, of course, I'm a little biased to Dove because it's a very unique opportunity. So if you're going to take a risk, I would say start with the lowest risk possible, and that would be Dove because you can eat your business kit. That's all I'm saying. It's absolutely delicious. But I would say definitely take that risk. It's definitely something scary because you don't know what to expect. But everything that we all are very, it's very common for us to fear the unknown. And no matter what we're going to do, we're always going to fear the unknown. So it's much better to take that plunge and figure out what's, if the grass really is greener, than to sit back and wonder what it's like over on the other side.
Mm-hmm. Very well said. Okay, well, would you like to go ahead and tell everybody how they can get in touch with you?
Absolutely. Like I said, my name is Andrea.bako, or you can find me as Andy Bako, Independent Chocolatier with Dove Chocolate Discoveries on Facebook. I am very big with my email, so I can be contacted directly. My email is Andrea, ANDREA.bako, B as in boy, AKO, @ymail.com. I can be contacted that way, or I can be contacted through my website, which is www.mydcdsite.com/Andrea.bako.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much for being here today. I've really enjoyed talking with you and hearing about some of your awesome strategies of how you built your business. And thank you again for being here.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thanks for listening, and we look forward to meeting you at directsailnation.com, where we support the guys and gals next door. Be sure to tune in next time for more great information from Direct Sale Nation and Chantel Schultz. Please be aware that these interviews are conducted with independent representatives and are not official spokespersons for their respective companies. For more information about a specific company, please visit their website.